Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Word, y'all. Just gonna let some people tune in. Gonna take our CBD here. A little bit. Hello. So we are right now live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook, as well as just recording from one of our devices. Hello, everybody. How are y'all? Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna be doing some awesome things today, covering some awesome material. Let's see here, I'm gonna hit play over here, perfect. Cool. Hello y'all, how are y'all? Just thank you for tuning in. So if anybody has Instagram, our Instagram is at Canna Pride Lifestyle. I'm not sure if it's gonna come up on Facebook for our business as well, but basically we're still new to these lives. We tune in on my personal Facebook as well as our Instagram, Canna Pride Lifestyle. And so our goal with these lives is to, let me sit down, essentially we want to save the lives once we're done, and we want to be able to share them to YouTube so that then we can take the link from YouTube, which I guess might be one of the easier methods, and share that on our Facebook, share that in other platforms, because basically the people that are tuning into Facebook, they can only see us. So when we feature a guest on our Instagram Live, you can't see them talking with us, you can only hear them talking with us, unless you're able with everybody, so you can not only hear the guest, but see them, and kind of see any information we pin or share. Oh, our cat's joining us. Say hi, Mojo. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello. Say hi, kitty. Say hi. Say hello.
Mojo Kitty.
Hi.
Our Maine Coon.
It's getting a little crazy today.
He's like, what are you doing? It's almost lunchtime. That's why I'm doing.
Yeah. So now, I wanted to start off by saying, if anybody's looking for masks, please hit me up. Anybody, especially from the LGBTQ community, this is we have some of these awesome masks from our friends over at Happy Holes, Happy Hemp CBD. They've got some awesome CBD products. They gave us some stickers, which is pretty awesome as well. And basically, they just want everybody to get a chance to wear one of these cool masks. And also, if you're feeling up to it, you could take a video wearing the mask. And tell them a little bit about what Pride means to you, and about how you're liking the mask, just shout them out, as simple as that. But they're free, there's only a few available, so message me if you are interested. We're definitely each keeping one, that's for sure. Might send one to Mama Caruso, but yeah. So anyways, we just took our CBD, you guys know the deal. We have awesome CBD products, but we love to provide education, feature other amazing people within the cannabis community, LGBTQ community, women-owned businesses, especially of all kinds. So that's a little bit about what we're doing today. So today we are featuring, we have a guest joining us. We're really excited to have her today. Her name is Angie. Angie's the owner of Green Baker. She's also the co-creator of a women-led cannabis traveling show. With SoFlo Cannabis. I hope I said that right. SoFlo Cannabis Coaching is her Instagram. And it's called The Vagina Canalogs. I love it. So we're going to be learning more about that. So we're about to have Angie join us right now. We're going to go ahead and let her on in the chat. So hope everybody's tuned in. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Now remember, those of you that are on Facebook, go ahead and try to come over to our Instagram, Canna Pride Lifestyle. And let's see here. So we're gonna go somewhere here and go live with boom.
Bam.
Learning here, y'all. We're learning.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
You can hear us, right?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine. Yeah, it's awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, we're trying to balance things. We're
No, I know. Live can be so weird sometimes,
it's
especially when you have
crazy.
like that split screen thing and there's two of you guys. And so it
I
could get a little
know.
crazy. It could get a little crazy.
We're learning. We're learning.
I had to do the same thing too. So don't worry. It's a learning curve for all of us,
That's it.
especially
That's
now
it.
that, Rona has made her appearance into the
I
world.
know.
So lives have become a lifeline for a lot of people. So yeah.
Welcome.
Well, welcome. Thank you
for
so much for
joining
joining. Let's see here.
I'm so
we're
excited to be on with you guys. I cannot. Actually, it was so funny because Britt, right before I got on, she sends me a text message and she's like, "Good luck with your interview," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's why I freaking love her. She's just so supportive. We're just really great business partners, and it has really from like the jump we just like kind of connected, and both of our energies are really great together." And so it's been really helpful, having her personality and my personality put together. It's really been pretty cool. So
Yeah, let's
she sent her
support it.
love. She's with her wife, so she couldn't be on today, but she sends her virtual love to you guys. So she's
Yeah,
here in spirit, so yeah.
appreciate that. All right, yeah, this thing was cutting out a second ago, but I think it's good. Yeah. Let's see here, just making
Is it thing?
Bam.
now I can see. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but we'll get through this. I think Wi-Fi is amazing to us through all of this. Yeah. So I mean, thank you again for joining us. Like, we just wanted to, kind of get to know you, let everybody get to hear, a little bit about you. Like, we just have some really simple questions that I feel like will, give people that understanding about, you, your business, your journey. Even just like how did you get started? How and when did you get started? I should say. What made you
Oh, I
start?
never
However you want to answer that.
I never get tired of telling this story. I really don't. It's a good thing because I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to be telling it for the rest of my life. But so I started the Green Baker like unofficially in 2018. I had been in, or have been, because I still am in the culinary industry for 20 years. So like I went to school, I studied, like that's really where I started at, was in like restaurants and things like that, and hotels, boats. I did it all. Like literally, if somebody asked me about something, like I guess it's the Gemini in me. I'm like a Jane of all trades. Like I,
Awesome.
and so that's really kind of where I started at, coming from that angle of being a chef. And so, being a Black, queer, Latina in that industry, as with anyone, it's a very difficult industry to be in. It's a very difficult industry to make ends meet, to, really be successful. And so honestly, the Green Baker came about from like, hey, I'm going to have a side business and it's going to help to supplement my income. And I knew that I could use my 20 years of experience, of culinary experience, to make really, really banging edibles, so I knew that side of it. And so then, and the other kind of motivation was, my wife suffers from COPD. She has asthma. My son has cerebral palsy. So I was looking for ways for them to be able to medicate where it wasn't an inhalation form. So I knew that I could take my culinary knowledge and my newfound education within the cannabis space to create items that they would be able to get the benefit of cannabis without it having to be smoked or, or anything like that, which obviously, of course, would exasperate a lot of the issues that she has. And, you know, a 10-year-old rolling a joint probably is not the best idea. So I was like, so, you know, I really decided, you know, I wanted them to really be able to have the most benefit from this plan. But how was I going to do that? You know, and a lot of the things that I was seeing out on the market had a lot of additives in it, had a lot of other things in it, didn't really taste all that great, you know, and so I'm like, I'm a freaking chef, you know, like I can totally make all this stuff and make it taste great. And so they're able to medicate. And so with those two kind of motivations is kind of how the Green Baker started. It was like, I want my family to be able to safely medicate, and I'm able to supplement my income by, you know, creating a business, you know, creating really generating wealth for myself and my family. So so that's how the Green Baker started. As I began to learn more, which I always tell people, education is power, right? So
Sure.
the more that I learned about it, the more I realized there was so much misinformation out there. There was so much like people not knowing, my, you know, patients didn't understand, didn't know, you know, and a lot of that is tied to the stigma, you know, because people don't talk to each other. You know, it's like you'll know that one person that you're like, oh yeah, they do it, you know, but you're not really getting together and openly talking about what is it that you need, you know, what is it that you're trying to alleviate with cannabis, what is it, how can you alleviate those things with cannabis, you know. So it was like, okay, I need to really start educating people because this is horrendous. I can't in good conscience just sell to people just to sell to people and not have them truly understand what they're doing. So, so then it just kind of exploded out to incorporate a podcast and a blog, and I'm, you know, pretty active on my social media and educating, and you know, the vagina catalogs kind of was also sort of the baby of that. Also, it was, you know, Britt and I got together and we're like, there's no spaces for us in this arena. You know, there are no spaces for, you know, women, self-identified women, LGBTQ. There were no safe spaces for us to speak about what it was that we were doing and how we were doing it. And so, you know, the vagina catalogs really came from, once again, seeing the lack of education that was out of there. And so, you know, it just kind of like expanded from there. So now I do edibles and I do education. And, you know, advocacy, I feel like is, you know, just also such a huge part of it. You know, you can't be in this space and not advocate, you know. And so, so yeah, so it just kind of like a hodgepodge of all of that stuff.
Intertwined together. Into a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's just one rolled into the other, then rolled into the other, and, you know, here I am now, you know. So, and it's been incredible, you know, just finding out and seeing like how people's lives have been changed, you know, by this plant. I never get tired of hearing stories of customers that come to me. I never get tired of questions. I never get tired of like being able to help people. Honestly, like I remember the first time I medicated and it was like a light bulb like exploded in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I love giving people those moments where they go, that aha moment is like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Like I love being able to give people those moments because it's hard fought for, you know, it's hard fought for, not internally, but also externally, it's hard fought for, you know, and so it's always like just such an incredible opportunity to go on this journey with people, you know, and to be there when they have that moment where it all just lines up and they're like, this is what this does. And you're like, yep.
It's such a good feeling. I know people don't know the power of it until like they just experience it firsthand, and it's just so life changing. And then the majority of people, why haven't I done this sooner?
Like
Absolutely.
The education goes into play. You know, obviously everybody has to find their own dose. So, you know, if they have a higher dose, they might have experience that might affect them negatively, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to do it again. Well,
So many of those stories.
Yeah.
I definitely.
It happens a lot. And I think that's when community is so important, you know, because when you're doing this like just by yourself, you're like, oh shit, I'm never doing that again. This is
Yep.
horrible. Hey, Britt. Britt just came on the line. Oh. um, you know, when I think that's why community is so important, you know, and that's why, you know, having spaces like the Vagina Catalogs is so important because, you know, when you're medicating by yourself, you're like, oh yeah, this is great, I'm gonna do this, and then you have a really bad experience. Like, who do you turn to? Who do you go to talk to about that? You know, and like, and so being able to have those safe, you know, non-judgmental, you know, like we're all in this together. Like, you know, you can come, you can talk to me. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to look down at you for what you're doing. And to really, really get to the root reason, like, okay, well, what are you trying to get at? What are you trying to do with your medicine? What are the things that are causing you issues that you're trying to alleviate? To really have those conversations, you have to have a safe and open space to do that, you know? And so, you know, the Vagina Catalog really provides that, you know, and it gives women that safe space, you know, that we don't really see here in Florida, to be able to have those discussions, whether it's about being a female medicating, whether it's about being a woman medicating, whether it's about motherhood and medicating. You know, we all have these different stories as women, and we just don't have this arena to kind of come together and be like, oh, you do that? I do that too. Cool. Oh my gosh, what was your experience? This is my experience. And then you have someone or something to fall back on when you do have those negative experiences. And you can go, hey, I tried this and it was like, I don't know what I was doing, da da da, you know, and then you kind of have that support system, you know, so you can get to that aha moment. But if you don't have that support system, you're just going to go, okay, I'm never going to do this again. Forget it, you know.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Totally. No, that's amazing. You know, it's so cool to hear like how people get into this industry and like, you know, their why and just, you know, learning about them. That's like amazing. That's like one of the main reasons that, you know, we actually moved out here to California is because this industry is amazing. And now, of course, it's more and more everywhere. And every day there's so many new people that are trying cannabis, trying CBD, you know, having better experiences with it. You know, we're breaking the stigma every day because more and more of us are talking about it. And, you know, the education is starting to really come into play. And even with us with CBD, it's like people think all the time, like we'll be out at farmers markets and they'll think we're selling cannabis, you know, which it's fine. But at the same time, it's like if, you know, like that's not what you're looking for. You gotta like know the education aspect of it. At least give it a chance. Come over, check it out. Don't look at it like we're the, you know, oh my God, you know, and some people won't even come over to us. But most of the people now, compared to like, say, a year and a half ago, now more and more people actually just come up, question it. They don't feel out of place. They talk about it. They realize, okay, this isn't just going to get you high. But there's that option too because, you know, 2020, people, they have options now, you know?
It's all about options.
But you really have to keep educating and educating because that's the thing that's going to go the longest way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, education is everything.
I know.
You know, I feel like education is what, you know, once again, I feel like it's a 1-2 punch. Like I talk about this with people all the time. You have to be breaking down the walls of the stigma so you can re-educate people because that's really what we're doing. We're re-educating ourselves. We're re-educating the people that we come into contact with. So it's, you have to do both at the same time. You can't just be like hitting that brick wall, you got to try it. You got to try it. It's amazing. It's great. Like you can't, because you're not going to get through to people that way, right? You have to slowly break down those walls, you know, take it brick by brick, because honestly, I feel like breaking stigma is like a long-term journey, you know, like it's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that people all of a sudden just like, oh, this is what it's been all this time. Like it's really about consistently, you know, confronting those negative thoughts, those negative, that negative kind of like hearsay that's out there, the things that people talk about, the things that people say. And so that's why it's so important to have these spaces that people can have these conversations and not feel like they're being judged, and not feel like, oh, well, if I come with this question, it's a stupid question and people are going to be like, oh, but that's how you break stigma. It's one brick at a time. It's one conversation at a time. It's one experience at a time. It's being able to see yourself reflected in another person, all of those things I feel like are what goes into the pot to break down these stigmas. And at the same time, while these stigmas are being broken down, it's about re-educating. So replacing the negative with what the facts are, what the science is, what is actually happening, and so both of those things kind of have to go hand in hand, I think, for people to hopefully, because we know not everyone is going to be a cannabis user. Not everyone is going to be on the cannabis bus. As much as I feel like everybody should be, that's that's the beauty of choice, right? You can choose and decide whether this is something that you want. Maybe at this point in your life it isn't. Maybe further down the road it will be. But at the end of the day, you have had that re-education. You're now equipped to now make a very educated decision about whether you will or will not use cannabis. So that to me is so critical to the conversation, because we could be screaming from both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we want it. Yes, we don't. And oh, no, we don't. But where do we meet in the middle? Right? Like, there's, as much as I want to say that, if you choose to not use cannabis, that's going to be a choice that you're going to stick with you for the rest of your life. I don't really believe that. I feel like at some point or another in a human being's life, they are going to contemplate using cannabis. Absolutely. And at whatever point that happens, I can hope that they have had that re-education to make a very sound decision about using it. So, like, that's really what this whole thing is like about, right? Like the vagina catalogs, like, advocacy, educating, all of these different things. That's what it's about. It's about finding that middle ground, right? Like, you may not want to use it. You may never want to use it. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that at some point you're going to know someone that's going to want to use it, or you yourself is going to want to use it. And so you need to be equipped with the best education to be able to make that decision for yourself.
Make those decisions. Absolutely. Yeah. And I wanted to ask too, how has everything been with COVID? Like, how has COVID, impacted your business? Has it made things, different, better, worse, crazy?
Honestly, and I shared a little bit on my page, and I try to be very forthright with people, like, I'm not one of these people that's like, I'm on Instagram, and so, like, I just try to be really real with people. And so, honestly, it has been amazing. Like, literally amazing, the support that I have gotten through this whole thing. I feel like I've had to pivot my business a little bit. I had certain kind of like tracks that I was on. I was like, okay, I got this planned, I got events planned, I got, networking and all of this stuff kind of planned, and all of that kind of got like shuffled, right? So then I really, really had to rethink, okay, what does this business look like? What is it that I'm trying to provide? How can I provide it in the same way, but in a whole different format, So it's been really, really cool. I mean, I will definitely, shout out to my South Florida people, my Florida people. They have just been so supportive. I've been able to continue to support my family. I've been able to, still contribute to my household, and, we haven't experienced anything devastating, but, I also understand and know that it's a very unique situation. And so I constantly am thinking about how to pay it forward. And so, I've done, infused meals where I've done donations to a local organization that helps hospitality industry people that have been affected by COVID. Right now, currently, I have a Memorial Day sale going on that I'll be donating 15% of all the sales from this weekend to Warriors for Weed, because I feel like, yeah, it's great that we're memorializing the people that we've lost, but what about the mental health of the people that are still here dealing with it, right? So, and so I'm always constantly thinking about ways to really, for me, I feel like personally as a business owner, and especially because it's in such a gray area, cannabis is still so like, people kind of like are on board, but they're kind of not. But I think at the end of the day, it's about civic duty. I am I am a contributor to my society, to my, I'm once again, through my own personal example, breaking down the stigmas of what a stoner or a pothead or, someone who smokes weed, what do we look like? I'm a business owner. I'm a person that cares about my community. I'm a person that wants to contribute, and so I think in being able to do those things, it pours back into me and into my business. I heavily believe in karma.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, we believe that.
so, so it's like you pay it forward and you get it back. And so I feel so grateful to have been able to sustain myself and my family through this, that, how could I not be thinking about what's that next step? Like, who else can I help? Who else can I, and so that's been really incredible, and, doing more things online, doing lives. Like, I had never done lives until this COVID thing. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, we're getting into it. We're getting into it. We're learning,
Yeah, I mean, you just have to roll with the punches. You have to be flexible.
Absolutely.
I feel like, look, if it doesn't come out the way I thought it was, oh well, like who's gonna be mad about it?
We're just having fun.
I tried. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm gonna be going for my because here in Florida, we only have a medical marijuana program. We don't have fully recreational or fully adult use. So currently right now, because of the wonderful, director of Department of Agriculture that we have here in Florida, we were able, after the Farm Bill got passed in 2018, we were able to start putting into process, really starting a comprehensive hemp program here in Florida. And so, so it's been really incredible. So I'm actually about to start the process of getting my food license to be able to have my infused, products online and be able to sell within the state and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of really, really cool things happening that I'm super excited about. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been hairy because for a while I was like, I'm one of those people that I don't ever want people to feel like I have ulterior motives. I'm very clear about what my intentions are and what I'm doing. I have nothing to hide, because I walk within that purpose. But it was a little hairy in the beginning. I was like, I don't really know if I want to like be selling to people, and like to me, I felt like people have other priorities. You're thinking about, how am I going to take care of my kids? How am I going to pay for, all this extra food we're eating? Like maybe I'm not working anymore, so there was so much happening in the beginning of this. And because of this, it was just crazy. I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this, but, thankfully my community, my Canna Girl gang here in Florida, they were like, what you're doing is essential. Do it. You're providing people their medicine. You're providing people relief. Like, do it. And so since then, I've just kept my head forward, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and they've been so supportive throughout this whole thing. So it's been really incredible. It really, really has been. Yeah.
Good. Now, before we do go here, I need to ask, because this is the important part too, because people have to be able to find you. So I know you mentioned, number one, you have some awesome specials going on right now. So we're gonna have you I wonder if there's a way that I can like type it and pin it.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
or you
what?
can probably pin it.
How do we do this?
Oh boy, are we
Let's
trying
see.
something new while we're on the line?
Don't worry.
What was it? 15%.
15% of all sales proceeds will be going to Warriors for Weed project. And they can go to my page also. You guys can go to the.green.baker. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook at The Green Baker LLC. And so it's good. I can see your face like really clearly now. So they can go to my page and follow my page. I have all that information on there also.
I don't know what
Facebook.
I did, but I tried. I don't know if it's but
okay, so it's the.green.baker. So you have to put like
the dot. Hang
the
on
dot.
a minute. Let's do this. Let me.
Some other green baker is gonna be getting all these sales. You'll be like, wait a minute, what's going on? What are you talking about?
Hang on, ready? The dot.
Green.baker. Yeah, I know.
So I don't know why. How the heck?
Somebody already had the green baker when I went to go start my Instagram page. So
There we go. Oh man.
had to get creative. But yeah, they can totally go to my page, get all that information. I'll be doing the sale. It's been since Friday, but I'll go through till Monday, Memorial Day. So any of the sales that I have, I'm gonna be taking 15%. And yay, thank you.
Yeah,
I will
we
be
figured it out, kinda.
yeah, I'll be doing that. I just do different promotions, I do different sales, different things, so that way, I really feel like I have been so blessed, and I continue to be so blessed. And so that is the best way that I can possibly pay things forward, The vagina catalogs is incredible. That's totally, I'll probably have to type that in. The vagina catalogs are on Instagram.
Yes.
Also, we were supposed to be going to Orlando in June to kick off Pride Month. We were super excited about that. But all of our plans have been kind of course, like everything else, has been totally like reworked. So we're waiting until we can, totally kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yep.
But really, we want to take this all over, well, of course, in our heads, we started like the whole state of Florida, but, I totally, thanks, Britt. That's my partner. She's the best. I feel like, we wanted to start here in Florida, but then, this is something that, we can take anywhere. This is something that you can like pretty much pick it up and take it to any state. You could take it to any county, any city, and these same conversations are being had, and so, we're starting here in Florida, but, we want to take this all over the United States because it's a conversation that needs to be had. I was just reading an article the other day, and it was saying how, LGBTQ folks are the highest users of cannabis. And I was like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we are the bulk of the percentage, and so 26% of lesbians medicate, 40% of bisexual women, 29% of gay men, 30% bisexual men. Like those are huge numbers, and granted, this was only like 126,000 people. So imagine if we like actually, and were they like really telling the truth, everybody? So imagine if we like took like a really big poll of this and we could see how many of our brothers and sisters are medicating, and do they have these safe spaces that they can come to that are inclusive, and that understand our lifestyle, understand who we are, while at the same time beginning to really understand and re-educate themselves. Because a lot of us, granted, we medicate for anxiety, we medicate for all of those things. We medicate because we're still dealing with, social stigmas of being a minority, within society, so a lot of us are medicating for those reasons, right? But we don't have any spaces to be able to talk openly about that. Like, what does that mean to me? What is that? What are the other things that I'm trying to medicate for, that I could probably be getting really great benefit from cannabis with. So I think, having the vagina canna laws is, mine and Britt's little drop in the bucket, and hopefully it'll inspire other people. Hopefully it'll inspire more conversations within the LGBTQ community. Hopefully it'll help us to better medicate or we deal with so much BS.
That was weird. My phone started ringing. I'm so sorry.
That's
no
how
caller
you
ID.
gotta put the,
No
you
caller
gotta
ID.
put the do not disturb on, babe. So that way nobody calls you in the middle of your life.
We're learning. We're learning.
Yeah, I know. These are all the tips I picked up,
Oh my
over this.
God.
But yeah, like I'm saying, we hope that this, the vagina canna laws will inspire other people to continue to grow these conversations within the LGBT community, because we are medicating. We know we are.
Yep.
We know, we know we are.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, the numbers, may or may not be there, but we know what we're doing and what our community is doing and what we need, and so to be able to have that platform to bring that to the forefront is really what the vagina canna laws is all about. And I'm so proud of it. It's our baby, and hey, we'll probably be out in Cali soon, and we'll be hitting you up.
Better come visit. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it would be great.
That'd be fun. This is awesome. This is like fun. We love doing this. Love hearing your story. This is like one of like my favorite ones yet. Seriously, you're doing so many positive things for the community and for for all the communities. Like, this is what's up. It's so good that you're continuously educating yourself as well, and that's what people need is more of that.
Yeah.
And edibles, like I say, they're just, especially with infusing food and things like that. That's its own ball game, because it's just it can be anything that you make of it. It's about just kind of knowing each person and knowing how much they need and how much they can handle and how much they shouldn't. And, this and that. It's a lot. It's so much. I can't.
Yeah.
I've been a chef, for so many years, and cooking with cannabis is amazing. But it's like you're always learning something new. You're always learning something new. I've been using cannabis at a very young age myself, and when I started cooking with it, it was like an amazing experience because it just hits you so different than when you smoke it or when you vape it. I'm a big edibles person myself. I go to bed easily when I take them because I always end up taking too much, but at the same time, it's something that really helps me, especially when I'm extra stressed, when I've had a long day, when I know I need to shut my brain down. Sometimes I need that more than just like my extra dose of CBD or, my joint. So,
yeah, totally. I think being in this space, to me, I feel like I'm a constant student. People come to me and they're like, "Oh, you're an expert. You know what you're doing." And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm learning as much as any other person is learning, and the one thing that I always tell people, and especially when it comes to edibles, because like you said, everybody is different, and so it's really about you knowing yourself. At the end of the day, I can tell you my experience all day, every day. I could tell you this is how it works for me. This is what it does. This strain is really amazing. This one is, not so great. This one did this. This one did that. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to, it is Mother Nature. This is what I tell people. This is not a pharmaceutical. This is not something that's man-made, that we went and put a bunch of shit together and made a pill. And so it works exactly the same way for this many people because we've had trials done. No, we are at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Oh, yeah.
And what Mother Nature wants you to do is to be closer in tune to your own body. That's the beauty of her medicine, is that it's not going to be exactly the same for every single person. We can get a general idea, right? I can tell you, well, hey, this is kind of how this worked for me. This is kind of how I felt. This is what but at the end of the day, you need to take the time to be honest with yourself and to be able to understand and listen to your own body and figure out, okay, yeah, Angie said this, this, and this, but I always have to take that with a grain of salt. I have to know that my body chemistry is different. My metabolism is different. You know, like there are so many other factors that are out of my knowledge, you know? So it's like, be mindful of yourself. Be honest with yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to what your system is telling you about how you're feeling on something. Those are the best, you know, advice that I can give to people. People come to me all the time. They're like, oh, I need this and I want that and I want da 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 da. And I'm like, first and foremost, you know, one, we're dealing with Mother Nature. She has her own way of doing things, you know, and two, have you taken time to really sit down and have an honest conversation about what it is that you need? You know, what is it that you're feeling in your body? Cannabis to me is a tool in the toolbox. Cannabis is not a cure-all, end-all, be-all, do everything, you know, pour CBD oil on my life. You know, like, it is a tool, meaning you have to put in the work so that way it will give you what you need, right? So if you're not putting in that work to work through your mental issues, work through your physical, what are you eating, are you sleeping right, blah, blah, then it doesn't matter how much cannabis I tell you you should take or what someone else tells you you should take. It's not going to matter, you know? So it's really, really about helping people to understand themselves a little bit more. And that's why I say it's a journey. It's like I kind of hold your hand through it. And it's like, hey, have you tried this? And well, this worked for me, so maybe you could try that and see if that works for you, you know? And then when they have that aha moment, it's like, there you go. You see?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely, and you know, 45% of all of the cannabis that is bought is in edible form, you know, so it's a huge market and people love eating. We love eating. It is a part of life. It is a part of culture. It is nutrition, you know, and so it's like, of course, you know, infused foods are going to be the wave of the future, you know, and so it's like we need to jump on board and get ahead of the game while we can, you know, and really understand ourselves better so that way we can, you know, really medicate in a way that our lives are enhanced, because that's what it's about.
Oh,
you know?
For sure. I totally agree. Man, this is amazing. I'm really excited. You know, I'm going to definitely hit you up too. And, you know, if we end up coming down to Florida, I can't wait to try some of your stuff.
Together too.
You know?
To cook together.
Oh, yeah, we can cook something
I love doing potlucks.
Collaborate and cook a little something, you know?
Yes, I would love that. That'd be amazing. I love it.
Do a dish, you know, like we'll do something New York meets Florida meets Cali. Boom.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. The 212, the 305 meets the 409. I don't know what y'all's area code is over there. It's so damn big. Everybody has whatever code. Yeah, but that would be great. I love collaborating. You know, I think that's the other thing. It's like there's such, you know, that's why Britt and I are like, we're so like, we're like in tune with each other, because it's such like a bro scene. Like, I don't know if you guys have that in Cali, but it's like such a bro scene. It's like dudes on top of dudes on top of dudes. And it's like, hey, you're my dude. And it's like, cool. I'm all right with that. But, you know, like we need something a little different, you know, we, you know, as women, we have such a huge influence, you know, as, you know, we shop differently. We shop, you know, really the things that appeal to us are very, very different than, you know, frat boys or, you know, kind of that bro culture, you know, so it's like, so we realize like there's gotta be a different narrative. There's gotta be a different scene, you know, that we can feel comfortable in and that caters to us and how we medicate and how we enjoy partaking. We smoke just as much as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We partake just like everybody else, but you know, our sensibilities are a lot different, you know, and so we needed something that filled that in a little bit, you know, and the Vagina Catalogs definitely does that. I definitely do that. I know some really incredible edibles people who are very mindful of that and are very conscious of, as women, we have different needs, and
We sure
it's not
do.
good, it's not bad, it's just different,
Yep.
and we have huge buying power, and we need to make our voices heard. They can't just cater to the dude or the consummate stoner or whatever. Like,
Yep.
we're women, we're mothers, we're business owners, we're sisters, we're aunts, and so there has to be kind of another level of sophistication that's in this, so that way we can really feel like we're being represented, because representation is everything,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
yeah. So we're excited. We're excited. I'm going to talk to Britt. Maybe we're going to take the vagina catalogs to Cali already.
Yeah. Let's do it. We're here. We're here.
Girl, I'm ready. I'm ready. I just got to pack a bag, and I'm on a flight.
Flights are cheap.
I saw a flight for $100 to LA when this whole thing started.
Every day I'm wondering why we're not on a plane traveling somewhere. I know COVID's all whatever, but at the end of the day, we got to live our lives a little bit too. You can't just, when flights are cheap, it's time sometimes.
I was like, yo, I'm about to buy it and then try to cash it in later once everything kind of calms down.
That's it.
And I'm like, if they give me any shit, I'm be like, I survived COVID-19, okay? Y'all need to honor my
prices. Yes.
Yeah, but it's, timing is everything. Timing is everything. And but we'll definitely be putting that. It's definitely in the back of our minds. We definitely want to take this everywhere in the United States. So it's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Shoot, I really appreciate you coming on and everything. This has been awesome. And we're gonna definitely keep everybody in the loop about y'all. Make sure we already pinned things, so that's good. And then when I share it, I'm gonna also say a little more about your specials going on too, because I'm gonna be sharing this on YouTube and a couple other places. So yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. So thank you again, and
just go for the chocolate chip cookies. That's all I'm gonna say. Go for the chocolate chip cookies. Go for the chocolate chip cookie. Okay, those are signature.
You just said
everything.
The word chocolate chip cookie. Now I'm hungry. Oh my god. So we gotta get medicated now, and then we're gonna probably eat something soon. And chocolate chip cookies might be on the list now.
There you go. You see? Look at that. Subliminal messages. I'm sending you. Get the chocolate chip cookies. But honestly, it has been really amazing talking to you guys. I feel, just so honored that, I could come on here and talk to you guys, even if it's somebody on your phone. Look at you. Even if it's just, for a few minutes to really talk about what I'm doing and, the vagina catalogs, and to be able to connect with you guys and, East Coast, West Coast, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're trying to do the same things. We're trying to achieve the same things. And so it's amazing. So, and by the way, I love those rainbow masks. I'm like,
these are where it's at. Happy
oh
Holes.
My God.
They're really awesome. Happy Holes CBD. If you're not following them yet, make sure you are, because I think they're still sending masks. They'll probably send you a couple. And we're going to be passing these out around here to really good friends of ours, because why not?
Nice. I mean, Pride is right around the corner, so I'm ready. I'm June 1st. I don't care. We're going to be on quarantine still, but I don't care. I'm going to be celebrating my Pride colors.
We're priding. We're priding every day.
We're priding.
All year.
We're here. We're queer, and we might be high.
I love it. I love it. Shoot.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I don't know how long do we go. It's almost 6 o'clock. I don't know.
Hey,
Instagram will cut you off at an hour, okay? Just to give you another tidbit on lives.
That's
so you can only go for an hour, because then Instagram will automatically kick you off.
Yeah,
so just FYI.
Well, hey, we appreciate you again, and this has been more than fun. So, we'll talk very soon, and have a blessed rest of your day.
Yes, have a good night.
Thank you guys so much. Take care. Be
Thank
safe.
you.
How do you do? Oh, woo! All right, everybody.
Oh, I forgot we were live on here.
No, yeah, we're still live on there. But so everybody, thank y'all so much for real for tuning in. It means a lot. One more time, I wanted to show y'all we have some Happy Holes sticker, Happy Hemp, Happy Holes, awesome freaking friends of ours. Check out these cool masks. Very easy to use. So basically, just hit me up if you're local here in San Diego, especially. Also, if you're somebody that orders a product through us, hit me up and I'll put this in with your order. There's limited amounts, but also hit up Happy Holes, especially if we run out of the ones they gave us. They should be able to supply y'all with more. I'm pretty sure they handmade all of these. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure, and these came out super awesome. So make sure you check them out, give them a follow, show them some love. Also for us, just wanted to let everybody know we're having a sale on our tinctures. You know, we just like to keep it real with you guys. Right now is going to be some great time to catch those savings. So hit us up if you want to. If you're all set, that's even better. You know, so make sure you're taking your CBD. You know, take your cannabis as needed, and get some fresh air, get some sunshine. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much. Our cat also wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in. He's been here kind of crazy the whole time, but he's very well behaved for because it's very close to his feeding time. So thank you guys. How do you save it?